Robots are often depicted as big boxy machines made of steel, but that stereotype may not hold true in the near future, because in the fourth industrial revolution, a new type of robot is starting to emerge.
Robocops may not be completely science fiction anymore. The Dubai Police Department has inducted its first operational robotic police officer.
Hello, I am Pepper. Can I help you with something?
It's easy to see why this humanoid robot got the job as the newest staff member at Belgium's AZ Damian Hospital.
Now to a touching story that's literally lending a hand to children all over the world. Students at one Northern Virginia high school are teaming up with volunteers to create prosthetic hands.
There was a time when most sci-fi books or movies began with the words "in the year 2000" or "it's the 21st century," expecting an amazing age of advanced science and technology. They weren't entirely wrong. We constantly witness the creation of things once thought impossible. In the first of our three-part series on the fourth industrial revolution, our Ijuan zooms in on soft robotics, the field drawing a growing number of young researchers with innovative ideas about how to design their world.
Robots are often depicted as big boxy machines made of steel, but that stereotype may not hold true in the near future, because in the fourth industrial revolution, a new type of robot is starting to emerge. And Korea's student researchers are right in the thick of it all. Universities are on vacation this time of year, but the research labs here are still working day and night. Let's go visit one of them. This team specializes in soft robotics and develops non-rigid robots made from silicon, rubber, and other soft materials to better replicate the movements of living creatures and perform tasks that existing robots can't. Among the many projects on the team's to-do list, the exoglove Poly is one to keep an eye on. The glove is designed to help people who suffer from paralysis of the hand and fingers by enabling them to grasp and pinch objects.
It works like the human hand. When the tendons that run through the glove are pulled, the fingers close and grasp the object.
The gadget has been gaining a positive response worldwide for its portability, simple yet compact features, and user convenience, including its washable materials. It's already on its way to being mass-produced for commercial use, but people have already been asking when and where they can buy it. And on top of the new possibilities the gadget offers people with difficulties moving their hands, it's also served as an inspiration to its developers.
By participating in the research for Exoglove Poly, I saw how even a small robot could be a big help to people with disabilities. I felt a strong motivation to continue developing robots for rehabilitation.
Over in another corner of the lab is a small robot with transformable origami wheels that can change size and shape depending on the circumstances.
This is a search and rescue robot. Its wheels will shrink when it needs to squeeze itself into a narrow passageway, but when it needs to climb stairs and go over rocky surfaces, the wheels get bigger.
The innovative wheels are one of the features that landed the team and their robot SNUMAX in first place at the first ever RoboSoft Grand Challenge last year.
The challenge was held to introduce the new paradigm of robotics and show what soft robots are capable of doing. And our SNUMAX, which has various features our lab has been working on, was able to overcome the obstacles in the challenge, including moving on sand and climbing upstairs.
Having spent time developing this kind of robot, the team is familiar with the challenges and the failures that can come long before any success. But the researcher says that it's from those failures that innovative ideas arise, and that transforming his ideas into working robots is what made him excited about soft robotics.
When developing these soft robots, we have to start from scratch because they run very differently from rigid ones. But it is for that reason that we can think outside the box and really be able to implement more of our ideas in the robots.
Their work and open approach are already attracting many young researchers.
People in wheelchairs have difficulty when they encounter obstacles in their path, so I want to develop a spider leg-like chair that can just take giant steps and walk over it.
While most robots are fast and durable, they're not very flexible, and soft robots are able to make up for these disadvantages. However, they also need to be better at delivering power and a faster reaction time, so I hope to work on these areas.
Although soft robotics is relatively new, many researchers say it'll eventually come to define the field.
Many robot engineers will agree that the perfect robot is a living organism, and I believe these soft robots will eventually open up a whole new paradigm in robotics. And our professor says in the future, soft robotics won't be the subtopic, but will define robotics itself.
Robocops may not be completely science fiction anymore. The Dubai Police Department has inducted its first operational robotic police officer. It's 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighs 100 kilograms, and can speak 6 languages. But this Robocop isn't going around arresting criminals yet. People can use its touchscreen interface, though, to report crimes, pay traffic violations, and submit paperwork. It can also read faces, meaning Dubai police can use Robocop to identify suspected criminals. Its facial recognition software can also be used to identify people's facial expressions. So if someone looks sad or scared when they approach Robocop, it will respond accordingly to calm that person down. Gulf News reports Dubai plans on having 25% of its police force be robotic by 2030. Dubai is hoping that at that point, Robocops will have the capability to patrol streets and arrest people just like human officers do.
Hello, I am Pepper. Can I help you with something?
It's easy to see why this humanoid robot got the job as the newest staff member at Belgium's AZ Damian Hospital. Pepper speaks 19 languages, knows her way around the place, and has the perfect bedside manner. Employed to welcome patients and visitors, it was developed by Belgium's Zora bots to improve healthcare.
The room is on your right, madam.
The company's Fabrice Goffin says Pepper is unlike other humanoid robots on the market.
The robot itself is 1.20 meters high, so it's not like Arnold Schwarzenegger with a leather jacket, I'll be back robot. So it's a quite nice robot, and the reactions are positive for the moment, for as long as it doesn't take jobs, but it's not the case for Pepper.
The robot was designed with specialized software that works on any device with internet access. A complete charge gives it up to 20 hours of walk and talk time, and at a mellow pace of 3 kilometers per hour, all patients are able to keep up with Pepper, even slower moving ones. In its first week on the job, Pepper was assigned to the maternity ward.
Yeah, it's another way of making contact, and maybe it's reassuring that it's a robot for some people. So it can be. I know the baby was reassured. He didn't mind putting his hands on it. It didn't frighten him. So I think it will be important, especially for children.
With a personal touch like Pepper's, heading to the hospital could become a new kind of experience, one that even puts a smile on patients' faces.
Now to a touching story that's literally lending a hand to children all over the world. Students at one Northern Virginia high school are teaming up with volunteers to create prosthetic hands by using 3D printers. RT's Ashley Banks brings us that story.
Each year, it's estimated 1,500 babies are born in the U.S. with upper limb reductions or no limbs at all. That's roughly 4 out of every 10,000 babies born without hands or arms. And while that number may not seem like a lot, separately, a large number of children also lose hands or arms in preventable accidents each year. For a small child, losing an upper limb can pose serious problems with their motor skill development. This is where prosthetic arms and hands come into play, and they're not cheap. A prosthetic can cost anywhere between $5,000 and $50,000, and most health insurances only cover a small portion of that cost, leaving families in a tough financial bind. But there appears to be a silver lining to this dark cloud. In 2016, a 16-year-old from Northern Virginia created a prosthetic hand that could pave the way for affordable prosthetics. Gabriel Filippini and his high school teacher created a prosthetic arm prototype for his little brother, who was born without a hand. This revolutionary technology is also helping sixth graders at a nearby elementary school partner with Enabling the Future to create prosthetic hands for kids all around the world. The students use 3D printers to create the artificial limbs. All that is required is that the child has a bendable wrist. So if the child flexes the wrist downward, the fingers on the artificial hand will grip things. And if the child raises the wrist, the grip will simply release. It costs less than $50 to make one of these hands. To date, more than 1,800 prosthetic hands have been given to children across the globe for free. In Washington,
the practice of medicine continues to evolve as technology improves. But could there ever be a time when tech will make the need for doctors themselves dwindle away? With the dawn of smart homes and phones, self-serve checkouts, and fitness tracking devices, the practice of medicine is the one area that so far seems to still be distinctly human. Although the idea of getting your annual checkup from a robot practitioner versus a human might feel like something ripped from the scenes of a sci-fi flick, the reality is that the scenario could be closer to a reality than you may think.
4 students had a special visitor at Buffalo's Hamlin Park School 74. It's all for School Safety Patrol Week taking place across the state. News 4's Angela Christoforos has the details. Angela?
Christy, meet Otto the Auto. Today, this robot taught students all about walking safely across street crossings and bike safety. Now, as the weather gets warmer, more kids will be outside, and this robot is teaching kids how to stay safe. Otto the Auto came to the Hamlin Park School to show off some moves and talk to students about safety outdoors.
We'll see it as soon as it warms up, and as soon as those summer months and the kids are playing outside, you see the spike in the crashes. You'll hear it on the scanners at the news station, so we're trying to keep the kids safe to avoid those incidents.
We are starting to see bikes as the weather warms up, so we're trying to ensure that they wear helmets, have their proper safety, and they know how to cross the streets with an adult at all times.
Otto emphasizes crossing the street safely, riding your bike properly, and always wearing a helmet.
Otto teaches us if you go across the road, you have to look both ways.
When you open the door, you have to see if a car is coming or a bike before they won't crash into it.
They absolutely love it. They think he's entertaining, they think it's fun, and they really like to interact with it.
AAA of Western New York Public Affairs Director Elizabeth Carey says the most common time for accidents is right after school from 3 to 8 p.m., when a lot of kids are playing outside during spring and summer months.
It's a two-way street. The drivers have to be paying attention, and the children need to know the rules as well, and then hopefully we can avoid any tragedies.
If you can believe it, Otto has a Twitter account, so you can follow his Twitter handle for updates. And you can go to AAA.com if you're interested in having him come to your school to inform students.
A Silicon Valley robotics startup has come up with a solution to missing out on experiences with friends and family that live far away. The solution is called Ohmni, a home robot that is a fresh approach to telepresence. According to manufacturer Ohmni Labs, Ohmni makes it easy for people to share experiences, cooking, watching movies, playing games across any distance. Users can call with one click from any Mac, PC, or Android device using the Chrome browser and remotely control Ohmni with their keyboard, trackpad, or touch screen.
Ladies to be strong, confident, and smart. Oldfield School has been inspiring women for 150 years.
Senior Elizabeth O'Brien came from Delaware, and it took a special teacher to open her up to her true potential. Cassie Carlisle tells us how the power of science helped.
When I first came to Oldfield, I really didn't like science, to be honest.
Biology teacher Miss Harrison changed Elizabeth O'Brien's trajectory.
After school, we spent like 4 hours a day together most days, just working.
Looking at every angle to see what fit in O'Brien's mind.
She made it very hands-on and very applicable, and when I would fail, she would pick me back up again.
As she grew to love science, O'Brien faced another challenge.
At the time I came to Oldfields, I had a major surgery to correct my gait.
She lives with cerebral palsy.
I was in the hospital for a while, and I had just spent my first year with her, and so I was like, let me shadow a doctor and see what this is all about.
Her love of science grew at Oldfield School. She's currently in a one-week immersive class working with robots.
We have something called a brick. It's like the brain or the computer, and so we program codes into it, and we build a robot out of Legos, and then we can dictate its movement from there.
And now she has a new dream.
I'm interested in doing research on finding a cure for cerebral palsy.
Hoping to help others and find success. giving this advice.
Be confident, be willing to try new things, and be open to the possibilities the school will bring to you.
That was ABC2's Cassie Carlisle reporting. Oldfield School was founded by Anna Austin McCulloch, teaching girls subjects that were reserved at that time just for boys.
They are still expanding their science program today, offering girls more opportunities for any career that they choose.
计算机视觉，从这个词来说，就是希望用计算机的方式来模拟人的人眼。我们想达到一个机器之眼。计算机视觉，我们内部也就总结为叫4个垂直的品类。第一个品类就是人脸识别了，第二类呢我们叫做人的识别，对人的自身的体态、行为很多东西分析。第3块呢是叫做文字的识别，第4块对于车辆的识别。在行业应用领域呢，我们觉得可能有以下一些行业。第一块呢，我们觉得就是在金融这个范畴内，或者叫泛金融。第2个大板块我们定义叫物联网，就这个物联网其实就是说通过传感器对线下的各种场景和数据做采集和分析，所以里面速度与激情里面天网的体系。就是说会把这些上头连接起来，其实里面能做非常好的搜索。搜索这个物理世界，就像在搜索这个百度一下一样。那还有2个大家可能谈的比较多的行业，一个是医疗，一个是这个所谓的自动驾驶。放射会更专注在金融和物联网这2个大的范畴，并且我也认为这2个行业可能是有最大前景，并且可能是发展最迅猛的。像我们所在的这个人脸识别这个行业，中国在世界的这个位置会比较领先，既跟我们这样的一些公司可能在这项技术的一些突破有关，也跟这个可能我们的有巨大的这种行业需求，也有很多的应用场景，也有海量的数据相关。
开始导航。语音识别呢，就是把这个语音转成文字，给机器安上个耳朵。那语义理解呢，把这个理解语义的意思，这段话什么意思？那么语音合成呢，是把这个给机器安上一个嘴巴，让这个机器能说话。不单是语音合成，还有一个对话决策，这个就是一个完整的一个交互系统。语音识别在这个落地的时候，我们在通用领域上，我们可以达到非常高的这个识别率。在产业化应用的时候呢，还需要通过认知来纠正感知的一些错误。语音识别呢，它是个入口级的一个技术，一个平台。所以说呢，我觉得这个至少是1000亿、万亿的一个市场。还有一个呢是这个面向传统行业的赋能，然后通过语音的人工智能来提升它的这个行业的价值。来提升它的效率。人工智能赋能端、赋能行业，会产生很多的一些新的数据，像这个《速度与激情》里面这个无人驾驶。从这个角度上，一定会产生问题，但是呢，也产生新的商业机会。你比如说新型的安全的公司怎么去防备这一个？再一个呢，政策上怎么去管控？中国的若干的语音人工智能公司落地的速度也特别快。在物联网上，包括在一些赋能行业上，整个产业化推进的速度上也特别快。我们在全球现在是不落后，甚至呢，在若干的关键技术上我们是领先的。
一个智能机器人具有3个非常重要的要素，分别感觉、运动还有思考。它不一定非要具有人形。但是他们还是需要一定的这样一些操作能力、一些协作能力，还有一些智能的这种交互的能力，可能会把这个 IQ 跟 EQ 能够结合在一起。其实目的是什么呢？就是要完成某种特定的应用场景，能够创造这种商业价值。智能客服其实现在用的是比较广泛的这种应用。从这个小爱机器人的核心的技术来看的话，是做自然语言的这种语义理解和这个智能这个交互中文的自然语言处理呢，就比英文要难很多。首先要进行分词，这个是在拉丁语系里没有这样一工作。还其实更难的是什么？其实中文其实没有什么固定的语法，尤其现在这种网络语言的这样一些表达，也很难用这种经典的这个人工智能、经典的自然语言处理的方法来去做这种实际上的这样一些问题。所以直到现在呢，自然语言里面处理的引擎里面的每一行代码都是我们自己写的，光一个算法是不够的。它必须要用到这个应用的系统当中去，应用系统产生大量的数据，再不断去迭代，再去反馈过来，才能让这个系统能够不断的去变好。
深度学习其实就是模拟人脑的各种运算机制，因为传统意义上很多计算机视觉的技术可能是很多统计学算法的一些堆积，而深度学习可能用一个相对统一的框架 然后并且是大数据学习，使得这个整个的技术被简化成一个通用框架，是我们这一波人工智能里面最本质的这个核心要素。
我觉得现在还不能算好吧，只能算很热。越新的这样一些技术，这个中国能够赶上的几率越大。
一定会经过一些这个成长曲线，就是这个成长曲线呢，就像当年互联网一样，
天时地利人和这3个维度。比如天时的角度来说，中国的这个资金量非常的充足，比如国家的政策也非常重视把人工智能列入到这个国家大的发展规划里。第二个叫地利，如何去改造这些更传统但体量非常大的传统行业，在这些行业里有非常大的痛点和市场需求。第3块叫人和，在人才的储备上，我觉得中国其实具有自己非常好的优势。
人工智能的刚才你说的第3个浪潮，真正成为一个大的蓝海，这个浪潮是个大的蓝海，而不是泡沫。
AI 加 everything。